All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use AI for data cleaning and data prep. Obviously, data cleaning and data prep is like the very first step to any sort of data analysis, and AI can do a remarkably good job and just speed up the entire process. And I also find that when you have clean data that you like actually taking the time to get right, yeah, AI will actually do like much better on that data and things will go much smoother and move much faster. So I personally find myself spending a lot more time than maybe I have in the past on the cleaning and prep phase. So what we have here is I just generated some synthetic data. I asked ChatGPT to do this for me. So this data doesn't mean a whole lot, but it creates some data that has like deliberately bad values. So there's like missing values. There are inconsistent inconsistent formatting. Like here, for example, you can see we have SF and then we lay out San Francisco, lowercase, stuff like that. We also have uppercase female, lowercase female here. We even have some ages that like don't really make any sense. Like 112, that's probably not a real age. 120 is definitely not a real age. But you can imagine there's all kind of the classic issues that exist. You could have like date timestamps, you could have time zone issues, you could have nulls, you could have zeros. But what I'm going to show you here is generally applicable for all these situations. So I just uploaded some data, and the first thing I'm going to do is, let's just say, for example, I didn't clean the data. Let's just maybe take a look at plot income versus income by location. Okay, so if I were not to do any data cleaning, then I'm going to actually get some meaningless insights here. So let's let this run. All right, let's take a look at what the AI is doing. And the AI is actually like a little bit more clever than maybe I necessarily want it to be. You can see here, actually, let's go to the smart book. You can see here that it's actually identified that there is an issue with the location and that like SF can also be San Francisco and that there's actually identified there's like let's see here, New York City, NYC is New York, NY is New York, and so on and so forth. But they didn't catch everything. So here, for example, you can see it didn't catch the fact like there was a typo in one of these and it didn't map that correctly. Really cool, first of all, the AI did catch some of that, but this is like a perfect case of you do definitely have to inspect what the AI is doing and not just trust it because it'll catch some things, but not all. So let's take a step back here and maybe go back to our raw data. Before we start cleaning up the data here, one tip is that you can like just straight up ask the AI like what issues might exist in the data. So you can say, what issues might there be with at data frame 1? Rather than kind of like combing through every single field and trying to guess. Again, if you know what you're doing, the enough you're doing, you can probably like skip the step and like just start cleaning the fields that you actually care about. But if you let's see. But if you're just starting with some data, especially if you don't know the data, this can be a great step. So checking for, okay, unrealistic age values, or sort of value issues, basically location name, SF versus San Francisco, gender formatting, inconsistencies, missing values, income outliers. Okay, great. So probably like all the basics that I would have gone and checked for. And it even gives you a summary here. So 20 records have unrealistic ages over 100. Great location data inconsistencies, similarly identifying the typo now. And okay, great. So it's identified actually pretty much like all the issues that I've deliberately created in the data. Don't trust the AI to catch everything. So this again is a situation where I'll just double check, inspect the data, come in here, maybe kind of zoom in and flip through some of the records. But in this case, it actually did a remarkably good job. And now that you've actually asked the AI to identify the issues, you can ask it to go and fix them. So please write a script, or you can ask it to write a script. Just please write a script to address these issues. Now, one thing, this is me personally, one thing I like to do is try to keep all the data cleaning and the prep in a single step. I like to do that like at the very beginning of my analysis rather than like go through and clean the data as it goes. Because then if I do it in like different sort of steps, like with different throughout the Python scripts, I will maybe tend to forget what I've done at each step. And then it kind of becomes annoying too, because if you realize that you want to apply some cleaning to all your charts down below, you have to like then abstract that and bring it back up. So I like to do everything as much as possible, I should say, at the outset. in a single script. And that's exactly what the AI did here. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and add this here. And you can see that like it laid it all out for you. Cleaning age filter unrealistic ages. Okay. It's cutting off at 100. I don't know. Maybe someone could be 106, but at least I can start playing around with this now. It's standardized a location name. It's even caught the typo this time. I will call out that like the AI, if you have like hundreds or thousands of values, that can be tough for the AI sometimes. We are at Fabi actually like working on ways to handle those situations. But if you are working again with like hundreds or thousands of like unique values, you may have to do some like manual intervention here where you like just take this and start copying and pasting rows and doing the manual mapping yourself. But if it's fewer than say a few dozen unique values, then it'll do a great job. It's standardizing the gender, it's handling missing values, it's handling income outliers as well, using quantiles. Okay, great. It's chosen a different method than the age. Seems reasonable to me. It's filtered those out. Great. And it's displayed the clean data. And now I have my clean data down below. I think it's showing me just the head here, which is this. And rewrite. Okay. So there we go. Now you have your clean data. Again, I like to do this all in one sort of script. As a matter of fact, I'm noticing that there's join date. Do that, or was that in the original date? Okay, so there's a timestamp in this join date. Like that's actually annoying. Like let's ask it to remove the timestamp as well from the. Take one last step here. Actually, there's still things like here, for example, the product ID. There are some negative IDs, probably as well. So I can easily ask the AI to do that. So let's go ahead and let me just check here. Okay, remove the timestamp. I'll just see how it did that. Join date. Yep, it's converted to a date. Great. Accept and run. Okay, cool. But you get the idea. So now you can do all your cleaning here, maybe even call this like cleaning step so that the AI knows that that's the step where you're doing all your cleaning. And now you have a data frame that's called like df clean, and that's what you can do your entire analysis on. So I love AI for this. Now that my data is clean, AI is going to perform like so much better than it would on messy data. And like this literally just saves hours. If you like this video, definitely follow. And if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to drop them down below.